Before we start this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to AQQA, who have always been a huge supporter of what we do here in the fish room. They've been almost a supporter since day one, and they do enjoy what we do here on this channel, including what we have in the fish room, how much we've accomplished, and honestly the giant build that I did that I am currently stood in. So again, AQQA, you are fantastic. I do love you guys and thank you so much, and I can't wait to show you all what we just got in the mail. Here we have it. Obviously I've unboxed it because I had to take a look at it because I needed to know how awesome this thing looked. So we're just gonna run off the rip, get it out of the box, okay? Obviously don't pick it up like I just did because you don't ever want to break whatever AQQA sends you. But this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is probably the cutest and most efficient small desktop tank I have ever seen in my life. And honestly, I'm just gonna get into it. We're gonna rip this off. We're gonna get some really cool facts about this thing and why in the world you want this. I'm gonna tell you because trust me, this is literally the future of mini nano tanks.
I can't do nothing with you.
Let's get this done. So when you open the box, you unravel it, you get all this plastic stuff protecting the glass itself. We do have an LCD screen up on front that will project the temp of the tank itself. It comes with two spare little filters, and these guys are pretty obvious on where they go when you take the black canister out. There's only one that looks like this, and there's only one that looks like this. So those will just be a replacement. This is going to be the tubing. And one cool thing about this little tiny tank is if we pop it open, you can actually take this off the outlet here, and then you put this good old tube on there, and then you hit a button. And what that's going to do is that is going to pump out the tank. So you don't have to stick anything in the tank to do a water change. If you want to do a little bit of a gravel vacuum, you can do that. But you go ahead and just smack that button. It's going to then take the water from the tank through the tube into your bucket. In the middle is going to be the different light fixtures that you want inside. I think there is, 8 different colors. I'm not too sure, but there's 8 different colors on here. And then this little button here is for this. This is aromatherapy tab. So you can actually put a tablet in here. This actually does pop out. My fingernails are very short because I bite them. I won't lie to you, but you can get this out if you just have bigger bloody fingernails. I totally got that first try, so yeah, don't even be tripping. So yep, then you pop your tablet in there, and that's gonna do a film aromatherapy on the tank for you. That is actually a pretty cool little dealio, I'm not gonna lie. What is this, you're wondering? I don't know. I'm kidding. Let's unscrew it off. Boom. It doesn't even need to screw off. That is your little feed hole for the fish that you're putting in here. That is a fantastic tank. Everything, and I mean everything, is built into this tank. You don't ever have to do anything really, apart from maybe putting a little heater in there, but that's pretty much about it. Everything is all in one. All of this can be taken out if you're wondering, if you need to do maintenance on it, you can go ahead and just pop that out. This actually breaks apart super easy. As you can see, I will probably end up doing it with one hand. I just threw the lid on the ground. This is the replacement filter. You just grab that, take it out. Oh, completely destroying stuff. And then boom, that goes right there. And then that one comes undone. And then there, you have another replacement filter for that one. The filter in the back that the water gets sucked up through will go up through this, hit that tubing, go into this and to that, and then it's gonna come out right in that little outlet right there. This does come out too. You literally just pull it out of the thing. It comes right out, disconnect this. See this thing? You have to pull this off completely. Just throw that in the tank, and then you pull the tube through, and then you can pull the whole thing out completely. Now remember, this is connected to the light that's inside the lid, so don't forget to disconnect that if you want to go deep into detail about this, but let's get this popped open and see what's inside. It is a pretty simple design, as you can see right up there. You pretty much just have a hose going to another hose that goes to the outlet, and then you have a little tiny yellow filter around the pump. This is in fact the pump that's going to pump your water up through the filtration system itself. Inside the tank, you are probably going to want to stick something in here. As far as like other filtration goes, maybe, depending on how you feel about your aquarium. I know I would probably stick some extra ceramatic in there, because look at all that room you have. Like, you have so much room in there to stick whatever you want, and that literally just pops right back in there. Like, I'm literally doing this all with one hand, so you should probably really understand how easy this tank is and how straightforward it is if I'm doing everything with one hand on camera, because my tripod is in the house. Before we fill this up, I just wanted to show you the display with it being on. It's going to tell you right there that you have the light on, along with a nice blue LED light right here. So this is going to be the fan. As you can see, it flicks the fan on. You can hear the fan inside kick on. I'm not even going to touch that. And then you also do have your tablet insert. You can hear it in here kicking off. I can actually feel it too. And then it has another LED light for you right there. The light looks so good, but we can mess with the lights too. So you got green, red, blue, yellow, I think. And you got like a light blue, a purple, and that's kind of like it changes colors on its own. Kind of give your fish a little bit of a rave when they're swimming around. That's kind of dope. And I think this one kind of just changes ever so slowly throughout every single light, like it blinks in and out. This one, I think, might be one of those ones where it will change colors over time, and gradually, as you can see in the reflection right there, it's changing to red. But I'm gonna get this filled up because we need to see what the hype is all about. I'm kidding, we already know what the hype's about. Look at this thing, it's an all-in-one amazing tank. You can put it anywhere. So I just wanted to show you while we're filling it up. There's gonna be a little splashes everywhere because I've got it bouncing off this wall. But that's a little outlet right there, which I think is such an amazing thing. That's gonna create a lot of water movement within the aquarium, which is gonna help reduce the stagnant water that sits on top of the tank. I just thought that right there was fantastic. As you can see, this is gonna be your thermometer prong, and the tank's at 72, but technically not because the water isn't touching the thermometer yet. But I'm gonna continue filling this up, and then we will dive into the rest of the pump and let you know how it operates and what to do when to do with water change and etc, etc. Okay, so your light's on for the pump. Your light is also on right here for the pump too. We're gonna pop this open. We're gonna hit stop. That completely stops it. We're gonna go ahead and take this tube right here off the filtration that it runs into the tank. I mean, I didn't really mean to pull that off, but we did. And I have the little tube, boom, like that. This is going into the sink. And then what you're gonna do is, you're just gonna hit the pump. Check it out. That right there made water changes so easy. And then just like that, you're done, you're draining. You're doing your water change. And you can probably just put this in a tiny little bucket and you don't even have to do anything intense. How fantastic is that? Everything is hooked up and working. We have the thermometer going back up. As you can see, that little tiny needle right there in that back left corner. That is your temp gauge. Not temp gauge, but that's your temp thermometer. It's 78 in there, which is actually a pretty decent bloody temp, considering I just put random water in it. So my plans for this tank, I've always wanted to do saltwater. I think I'm gonna get some really tiny saltwater fish that don't get too big. And I think I'm just gonna have a couple in here on my desk downstairs because I've always liked saltwater. I've just never actually been able to keep them because it's too scary, I guess. But this tank has given me the opportunity to actually do a saltwater tank and not really have tremendous losses if it doesn't go too well. Like, this is a fantastic nano tank if you want to do saltwater. Like, it is such a great starting point. I do want to point out there's actually a USB on the side of this tank, which is great. So this is a must buy if you're getting into the hobby, if you're just getting into saltwater, but you've been having freshwater for a while. This is a fantastic starter tank for anybody, saltwater or fresh. I 100%, this is getting recommended, most definitely. All the links to this bad boy is going to be in the description. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about this thing, please let me know because this is the future of nano tanks.